Hey guys, today I make my friends do something that's going to make them uncomfortable and potentially ruin my carpet.
Oh yeah, you can take the carpet out.
Welcome to Time Sweeps.
Oh god.
So today we're going to talk about some things. We're going to get into the game events that happened since last time we
Yeah,
saw
about the past few weeks of games.
Yeah.
that have been released. But first, I have an item for my boys.
Oh, shite.
I have some smelling salts here. Atomic Rhino, the red line version. Keep in mind, none of us are currently athletic in any type of way, and none of us have ever lifted weights ever seriously enough to need these.
No.
So none of us have ever smelled these, and I just thought it would be hilarious to subdue you guys.
Are we going to gas ourselves out is the question.
I think that we might. It's a possibility.
When it comes down to it, this was not me or Connor's idea. This was all you in your own
Well,
house.
so I told my mom.
No, I'm saying it like this so that way we don't. Nobody gets upset.
So I told my mom that this package was coming to our doorstep, and not to open the bag because I didn't know how potent this stuff was gonna be. And my mom goes, "Why the hell do you need smelling salts?" And I was like, "For the meme, Mom."
Because it's funny.
Okay, so it's not leaking from the bottle.
So that means that
Here,
bottle has a really
Dude, let's
good seal.
get this open just so that way we can like drop it in when we need to.
I'm so scared. My stomach's flaring up now, like I'm scared now. Who's taking the first hit?
You fucking are, asshole.
No, because then if I do it because I know I'm gonna do it, but I don't want you guys to be like, "Oh, that's bad. I don't want to do it now."
You want to go down the line?
Do you want to start?
Yeah.
Oh, fuck you.
Do we have to shake it? or
No,
anything?
it says "Do not shake" on the bottom. So
Read. Warning, your Atomic Rhino is ready. Do not add water. No need to shake. Please use extreme caution. Do not open in confined spaces. That means no cars.
This
is this
a
an
confined
open enough
space.
space? Like, is it open enough?
I'd say so.
Should
I
we
mean,
Turn
I don't
on
think
the
we're gonna.
fan.
I don't think we're gonna be like.
We'll see how bad it gets.
I don't think we're gonna be like getting in our eyes like pepper. So that was my mom's next question when I told her about this. She's like, "Are you getting pepper spray too?" And I was like, "Maybe for a future video."
No.
Oh, crap. He opened it.
Oh yeah, I opened it, but I'm not getting pepper sprayed. All right, are we ready for this?
I'm scared, but yes.
Should I put on sunglasses first?
No.
Just in case I immediately start tearing.
No. Tear on the video.
Part of me's worried that it's not actually going to be that bad.
How are you?
Open your nasals up.
Oh yeah.
Crying?
He is tearing up.
Yeah, that immediately all the sinuses just opened.
Okay.
Oh, I smell it over there. Oh.
That's actually not as bad as I was anticipating.
Oh man, that's sharp.
I felt it like here. If it
Holy
makes sense,
shit.
I could feel it like in the middle of my head.
I felt it
Man.
here, like right here in my eye pit, and only on one side.
That went straight to the mucous membrane. What the fuck?
Oh fuck no!
Don't drop it.
Get it in the fucking containment seal.
If I get bored, I'm coming back.
That's sharp, bro.
That wasn't what I was expecting.
Yeah, no, that was actually
Now whoever curses has to do this now for the
Oh,
rest of the
no.
episode, and it's gonna be right there.
I don't think it's going to be right against Tater.
Okay.
All right, boys. This is gonna be our most family-free episode yet.
Family free?
Family-free, family-oriented.
It can
Other-
still.
other-
there
It's
can be
not
no
too bad in
cursing
the
and
room.
not oriented.
Other than like our first
Actually,
several
yeah.
episodes, when we were afraid.
It's like I just spit mucus on myself or something. I don't know what that was.
Oh god.
That was sharp, bro.
Yeah, that was actually that.
My
like I was
left no-
expecting
my-
to be like
my-
stuck with it.
Well, it only hit my left nostril. My right
Same.
nostril didn't. I was like,
So maybe next time I'll hit it and get
Hold one nostril in just
Yeah.
to get a
wow.
Dude, that shot up, dude. I could see.
That
Dude,
was
I feel like I could
pungent.
lift an exorbitant amount of weight. Let me punch Vinny in the face.
I don't think it made me feel like I could lift anything, but I was certainly awake.
Well, that's the goal. Is like they're like, ugh. You get woken up. You get your body awakened.
I could have used one of those yesterday.
Just say before work, that might not be
honestly
that
not
bad.
what I thought it was gonna smell like.
Oh yeah, I was expecting a much more
Stink.
Yeah, like a
I was expecting like
very pee chemically.
I don't know what I was expecting, but that wasn't it. I was expecting something like a lime almost, but like a sharper citrus.
I can see
you
what
know
you
what I'm
mean.
saying? Like a sharp citrus is what I was thinking. I thought it was like, I don't know. That just didn't smell like. I've never smelled something like that before.
That definitely was not as bad as I was anticipating. No. It's just very fast.
Yeah, I think that's the goal, right?
Like a car crash of smells.
Yeah.
So is that really a punishment?
I mean, you're gonna hate it every time you have to do it.
It's not necessarily fun. It's more like if one of us had a paddle and decided to smack someone on the ass.
Maybe I'll hide it so we forget about it during the show, and that way, whenever someone does curse, I'll be like, "Oh, someone's got a."
Oh, do you want me to keep a tally for that then?
Maybe. I don't know. What I'm afraid none of us are gonna curse.
It's
fuck. Okay.
Okay.
Just don't fucking drop it. Well, I already did it. Give me the bottle. I said the word.
Why? You were wanting to smell it that time. That one's all.
That was sharp.
It feels like a nosebleed, man.
Your nosebleeds hurt like that?
Sometimes.
My nosebleeds never hurt. They just
bleed.
They just bleed, bro, and it's more of a nuisance.
Well, like, actually, no. My nose bleeds from getting kicked in the face in Taekwondo.
Well, that might sting.
That's what it feels like.
Yeah. I hurt getting punched in the face.
It hurts when I'm hit in the nose.
Man.
Dude, that's crazy.
That's nuts.
Everyone, so I told people at work about it, and they were like, "Do you have them on you?" I was like, "No." They were like, "Oh, damn it, I wanted to see them."
See them.
I was like, "You're so dumb." So that's not this. So, dude, that's crazy. I love that.
That's really not that bad.
No, that's awesome.
In terms of things I've smelled, it's better than death. I can say that.
Hey, that's how we're gonna stay awake.
If it works, it works.
Driving to West Virginia.
It says not to open in a car.
Well, we can have the windows down.
It's not enclosed at that point.
Literally. Anyway, so we got some games to talk about.
Or we can also just pull over. That's also an option.
Okay, we're going now.
I wonder what it tastes like.
Don't.
It says call the poison control if you do.
I just want to. You know what I'm saying? Like, just
if it is ingested, call poison control.
Like, I bet that would be your reaction, like that. Or when SpongeBob shrivels up after trying the bird food,
just like
or the squid food, or the
snail food,
or whatever that noise is.
It's like a loud cough.
We were watching Infinity War today at work, and it got to the point where
so you just had like hour-long breaks between.
Well, it was really like a 10-minute break. It was just on in the break room, but it was at the point where Wanda's destroying the Infinity Stone in Vision's head, and right as she started, I go like that, like that fart noise, that fart sound. I'm like, that's a great edit. Somebody needs to make that if that's not a thing already.
Just the look on Vision's face in that moment too.
Like you know exactly what fart noise I'm talking about.
Oh yeah, like the loud, wet swamps of Dagobah noise.
Yes, that smell like that.
The one that one dude held during a church service and they're just let loose.
Yes. Right. You ready for these games?
I'm ready for some games.
Right. We've got Avatar. What is it? Like Fields of Pandora? Something.
Force of Pandora.
Is that what it's called?
I
thought it was something like Frontiers.
Frontiers of Pandora.
Frontiers of Pandora. You play as a Navi clone thing, you know, the whole biz.
And I wonder if you get to design your own character or not.
Probably, because within a certain margin.
That's like a huge opportunity for face scans not to be in the game.
Maybe.
Because, like the NBA and the MLB games do that.
Right, and it'd be
face
almost
scans.
Easier to just adjust it and say that it's
they have for the last 4 years now.
Really?
Yeah.
It's not the best by no means.
But for
exists. Avatar, all they need is a minor features.
Phone? Or
you use it scanning your phone on the app.
Oh, I'd assume with like that's how Corridor does a lot of their 3D scan. like their
By phone.
lidar and stuff. Yeah.
Well, and see, like that's like the thing is like the avatar's supposed to look like you a little bit,
Right.
especially in the eyes and nose and mouth area.
We get a lot of looks at like using guns and stuff like that,
Mm-hmm.
and like trying to be on the good side. And you see, the power suits and everything, but I feel like we only saw cinematic stuff and not actual gameplay with that one.
Yeah, but I think it's not. When does it come out? Well, I hope your microphone was picking you up earlier. If not, we're gonna have a weird, awkward moment.
Test.
Well, it's getting you now.
Weird. Or earlier it was because I could see it.
Moving?
Yeah.
Well, then.
Yeah.
Oh well, you might have just pulled on it weird
Yeah.
that time.
I'll look at it in the edit.
But
It's fixed.
I think it doesn't come out till December, right?
Is
Of
it
this year?
Is it December of this year or December of next year?
I know it's definitely in December. I forget what day it is.
Because I didn't check much in on the date on that one, but I saw that since it was a Ubisoft, that I thought it might be okay. That was an Ubisoft one, wasn't it?
Mm-hmm.
So it's like it makes me curious if there's going to be that kind of mobility stuff that they've put into Dying Light and
December
Assassin's
7th,
Creed.
2023. So I kind of wonder if it's going to be if the gameplay doesn't look good, and that's why they're afraid to show it.
That's what I'm curious about. Because some of the stuff that you see, like a Navi hand like cocking one of the SMGs, it's like that to me sounds like it's like, oh, that might be like actual gameplay footage, maybe. But like I have that feeling of it might not be very good looking once the product comes to console.
Do we know when this takes place in the universe? Is it a prequel?
No idea. I'm having a feeling that it takes place between the movies, just based on the way that things are talked about, or just in a completely different region while the movies are going.
Maybe.
I couldn't find
Possibly.
anything that explicitly says.
Or maybe we get to see how the Colonel gets his scratch in this game, maybe.
So that way it's maybe a predecessor.
Yeah.
That'd be nice in a way.
It's probably as dumb as Nick Fury's eye.
Probably. Except in this case, we know that it might, if it's an animal, it was at least hostile and not just
Yeah.
a cat.
Yeah. Speaking, we could talk about Secret Invasion too. We've gotten a lot of footage.
Secret Invasion. I did the website thing where you can get the first 5 minutes.
You did?
Yeah. I think the first 5 minutes look pretty all right.
I think it's hilarious that in all the promotional stuff, it says Marvel Studios and Nick Fury present Secret Invasion, not Marvel Studios and Samuel Jackson. It's Marvel Studios and Nick Fury present.
Right.
Like, I'm just like,
It's like what kind of ad marketing campaign is this?
I was just like, dude, that's funny. I wonder if Samuel Jackson's like, I don't know who Samuel Jackson is. I'm Nick Fury.
There's going to be a
Motherfucker.
video or something. Oh yeah? Say that again?
My
Oh no! I was in Samuel Jackson mode.
That's fair.
That's two.
How many times does it like? Does it only say one with an hour or anything? Like,
Oh yeah, I didn't see anything on there about that.
If you have any questions, please message us on Amazon. No.
I don't think they'll respond fast enough.
I wonder if my nose might bleed. Warning. Opening this bottle releases ammonia gas. Keep away from children. Caution if using automatic red line.
and morons.
To revive humans injured during sports is not recommended. May delay or inhibit proper neurological assessment by healthcare professionals. This is especially true in the case of suspected concussions or spine injuries.
Well,
Do not use if pregnant, a child, or a regular human being.
what?
That's what it says.
What do you mean regular human being?
I'm not regular.
Built different.
I'm built different.
Opening this bottle, ammonia gas. I don't know. Should we just do one more puff each and then put it away for safety?
Maybe. That might be a better option.
Yeah, let me
Expiration date.
Well, there's not much on there.
Expiration date 6/06/2025. What happens after it's expired? Join us next year around the same time to see what happens when this expires. There's not really much on there. What was that? So Samuel Jackson, yeah, Secret Invasion looks good. It looks, but I feel like it might have to be good. You know what I'm saying?
It definitely seems like it's going to be a better thing that's come out. At least Disney Plus. Like, no matter how much I like Moon Knight, Loki was a better show.
Yep.
And I think this has potential to be better.
Hopefully.
IGN, though, says that the first 2 episodes are just a 7, and it has the lowest
But
Rotten
doesn't
Tomato
IGN
scores.
always give things 7s?
Pretty
And
much.
Rotten Tomatoes has lost my trust.
I don't even know how, like, they're saying it's like, oh, it's this low, and it's like, so how was She-Hulk higher than this?
'Cause it's a woman.
But, like, I really
That's
don't
a woman?
know.
Quote from the Lorax.
I just don't know how this could be that bad. You know what I mean?
If it is,
You'd have to
Shame-
kill Nick
shame
Fury
on-
in the first
yeah,
episode.
like
That's
shame
the
on
only
Samuel
way.
Jackson. Like what? I don't know. What if they do? That'd be scary. What if Nick Fury is not even in the show? It's a Skrull the whole time.
That would still make more sense than...
Because last time we saw Nick Fury in a movie was when he was on the spaceship at the end of Spider-Man, right? Or was that Spider-Man?
Okay, let's wait like until the end of the episode and then try to do the intro right after.
You mean the outro?
Outro, whatever. Because that's kind of... Because if it's like the strongest yet, we should be puffing it every 5 minutes when one of us flips.
Can't be worse than spray paint.
Can't be worse than vaping.
Well, yeah.
Metals in the cloud. Don't vape, kids.
Yeah, don't
Just
vape.
do smelling salts.
Just do spray paint.
Do not do spray paint.
I like to eat lead paint.
You ate a lot of paint chips as a kid.
Yep.
Why?
I almost said that to someone not that long ago.
Oh no. So yeah. So we have high hopes for Secret Invasion. But-
How bad can it be?
Right. So we have Avatar. We don't really know a lot about Avatar.
Yeah, not many details
the
going on
Last
there.
Airbender one.
It just looks good.
Oh, yeah, we got some images for that.
The show
Yeah, we
Yeah,
got
I did see
4
the-
images for...
of the characters.
Yeah, main 4 besides Iroh.
I mean,
We don't have anything for
they're-
Appa.
at least they're all Asian this time.
Asian and native.
Asian and native.
And then it looks better already though than the movie,
Which
the live action
wasn't
movie.
hard.
No,
It's not a high
it
bar.
was not.
Tis not
Sokka
a
looks
whitewashed
kinda
mess.
Buff and strong. I don't know how.
Which, I mean, he kind of should. He's supposed to be like the one warrior kid that's left there.
He was the one kid that wasn't old enough to go to war. He's the oldest of the kids who weren't old enough to go to war.
Right. And he like in his whole childhood, he was like getting ready because his dad left at this point, and he's since then been like, I need to be ready to slaughter Fire Nation soldiers. And then he's just treated like a joke. And it's like, no, this man is basically on another level compared to everyone over here. He has a boomerang made for crushing skulls.
And then Aang, I can't what time? Like how old are they supposed to be?
So if we go by the show, he's like 12. Katara's supposed to be like 14, something like that. And Sokka's supposed to be, I think, 16.
Okay.
But I think Zuko is also supposed to be the same age as Sokka.
I think Zuko's supposed to be the oldest. I think.
I can't
We have
remember.
supercomputers. Why don't we look it up?
Because that's too easy.
Avatar characters ages. Avatar.
Because I know Aang and Toph were supposed to be
The
close in age if
Last
one of them
Airbender.
wasn't younger than the other. But I
obviously,
think
they're
Zuko
all
might have
young-
been supposed to
technically
be
younger than Aang,
17.
Aang is 12, Katara's 14, Sokka is 16, and Zuko's 17. And they were all originally... Wait, this is for the live action. And Sokka was originally 15. And then Zuko was originally 16 in the anime.
was Katara.
And Aang and Katara were the same. They were both 14 and 12 in the show, apparently. Is what that said
Interesting.
originally.
Is weird, but
I mean, 2 age difference. I mean,
At that point, it's still weird,
it's not
but
weird.
it's like a what do you call
It's really not that weird.
Like middle school.
yeah,
It's
I
just
guess.
middle school.
And sadly, we
It's-
knew a lot of 8th graders who
Oh
were
yeah,
on those 6th graders.
way too many of them.
Yeah.
And I don't know if that's an area thing or if that's like a global problem.
I mean, think about this. 14 and 18 are the spread in high school.
And that's a harsher one, I think.
That's
Yeah.
a way bigger one. Like,
Yeah.
ew.
Because sometimes you'll see a
Yeah.
6th grader and an 8th grader now. It's like, they're both
They're just
children.
kids.
You'll see an 18-year-old high schooler next to a 14-year-old freshman. It's like,
You're like,
what
that's
in the
a
name of
child.
God is that?
That's a child. Police.
It's like, that thing can't even grow hair on its chin.
The chinny chin chin. Anyway, moving on. What's we got Assassin's Creed.
We've got a few different
This is where
Assassin's
you need to
Creeds.
shine because I've never really been an Assassin's Creed guy.
Oh, I have way too much money invested into Assassin's Creed as a franchise.
So,
But like we've got Mirage coming out this year, which
do we
it's
know
going
what
to
time period? I just saw the gameplay footage, and I was like, have they changed anything? Even even animation wise, because like this looks so similar to like the
this one's got a lot
2 and
that's
3, like the animations for jumping and climbing and stuff.
This one's a return to form, and people are saying that it's going to be the ground basis for possibly remaking the very first one. But it's going to have new features because they're changing up there's going to be a type of like assassination style where you can choose how many targets you're doing at once, similar to Batman Arkham Knight. So that way you can like fear tactic people and be like, okay, I'm going to boom, 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 boom. But it's, throat slash stab, and I'm good. Here go your balls. And stuff like that. And that seems to be a new thing that they're doing with this one. I don't know how they're going to handle Eagle Vision or whatever they call it. I don't remember at this point. Because in the...
what time period is it set in?
I believe it's 400 years before the first one. This takes place in a time, I don't remember what it's called, but there was like 4 leaders of Baghdad. So it was kind of a time of
wasn't one of them in modern
semi-turmoil.
times?
So every Assassin's Creed game, you get into the Animus,
Yeah.
which is
And
in
you
the
get sent
modern
back
time.
in time?
Yeah,
Okay.
you get sent to the memories of your ancestors through your DNA.
Because I think the only game I've ever played, Assassin's Creed game, it was Assassin's Creed 2 on my sister's console, and I never made it to the actual game. Like the one time I played it, I never made it to actually kill people.
That's not very far in the game.
No.
That's
It was like a 15
you have
minute
an
thing.
you have an opening.
It was
The
like
only
a 15
Then you're
minute thing.
straight into
The
murder.
only Assassin's Creed game I've played, games that I've played all the way through, are Origins, Syndicate, and Assassin's Creed 3.
Let's see. It's easier for me to name which ones I haven't played. There's a bunch that are like side scroller or stuff like that. And then there's like smaller titles like Assassin's Creed Liberation, I believe it's what it's called, and it takes place somewhere in the Caribbean around the same time as Assassin's Creed 4.
Black Flag, yeah.
And so you have Liberation, there's one that takes place in India, China, and one that takes place in like Russia during the Revolution. And those ones, I've only played the Revolution one, and they're like, those ones are like side scroller. There was a DS game called Altair's Mission or something like that.
Yeah, I played a little bit of that one.
That one I've never even seen on a chip before. I've not found the DS game for it. I haven't really looked that hard, but never played that one.
I used an R4 cartridge, I think. Which, for the time, yeah, that was fun.
R4 cartridge.
Remember the ones that Nintendo
They
got
had, like, a
really
million
pissed off
games on
about that you could just
Oh,
load all
yeah,
the
people would
ROMs
just
on?
people would
Yeah.
just throw stuff on them.
It's flash cart, yeah.
I never got one of those, and I told my dad about them. I was like, Dad, it's like a million games on one thing. He's like, no. I was like, oh, okay.
Well,
And he was
because
like,
you had to get the ROMs, which
and he was
meant
like,
you
what
had to
game do
pirate
you
them.
want? What game do you want? And I was like, this game. And he was like, okay.
Get the car.
I was fresh after their divorce, so I got everything I wanted back then. You know what I'm saying? Anyway, moving on. So Assassin's Creed, and then we got 3 others coming out.
Yeah, there should be one that takes place in Japan where you're actually a ninja.
Okay.
We're getting a new one that sounds like it might be multiplayer again, maybe?
There was a multiplayer Assassin's Creed.
Yeah, Assassin's Creed, I believe, not Rogue. What was
Unity.
it called? Unity. Takes place during the French Revolution. That one was supposed
You
to be
just
you
run
play
around
with your
killing
friends.
people with your friends.
Yeah.
That's cool.
The main character's name was Arno, and then there was a few other companions that he has. There was like one main lady that's like the next character. And then that led into Syndicate, where there was like a weird, you could change between
How many pirate ones?
brother
have
and
there
sister.
Because I thought wasn't
Technically-
Syndicate one.
No, that one takes place in England in the 1800s. Like during Jack the Ripper type times, because
Okay,
that was
'cause
a
I know-
DLC.
I know Black Flag.
Black Flags is in the golden age of piracy at the tail
Yeah.
end. You see Blackbeard die. Assassin's Creed Rogue, which takes place with his son, who becomes a Templar. It's about him becoming a
son
Templar.
or Blackbeard's son.
The main guy's
Okay.
son. The Kenways.
Okay.
So you play as Edward Kenway in that game, and then it's
Hiram Kenway.
Hiram Kenway. He's the main character. Well, he's not the main character in Rogue. It's his friend.
Okay.
And that also leads to you meet another character who becomes... Was his friend the main character, or was he the main character?
I can't remember. I don't think I played Rogue.
But it was another boat one that takes place in North America at that time.
Yeah.
Very pirate-y. Liberation also had a lot of pirate elements in it. But then Assassin's Creed 3 is the one that had stuff about pirates, but it wasn't explicitly about pirates.
This is why you like this
It
game.
introduced ship
Yes.
combat.
Pirates.
It introduced the ship combat element, and then Black Flag like took it and then was like, "Hey, this is a core feature now."
Sort of.
Kinda, yeah.
They were using it as a test field because they knew that that was going to be a big instrumental part to the American Revolution story.
Yeah.
And then Assassin's Creed 4 was always planned to be pirates.
So you didn't play the American Revolution one?
Oh, Assassin's Creed 3 was the very first one I ever played.
Yeah.
Okay.
I played a little bit of Revelations, but at the same time, I was like 7, or not 7. I was like 8 or 9.
I was also really
pl-
young.
I couldn't play a whole lot
Like
of it.
Assassin's Creed 2 was not brand
Long
new,
time
but,
ago.
like, pretty new.
So, yeah, I just remember my cousin getting it for Christmas, and we went downstairs and put it in his Xbox and played the hell out of it.
But one of the new ones coming out is called Jade.
What's that about?
That one's going to take place in China, and it's going to be an actual fully formatted game, not just like a side-scroller type thing.
Are the other 2 side-scroller ones?
No, Mirage is a full game.
Oh,
That's what
yeah.
I was saying in reference to like other ones, that there has been one that did take place
Okay,
in
and
China.
So Nexus is the ninja one.
Nexus, that one's weird. This one takes features from all the Assassin's Creed games that have previously existed. It's a VR headset game.
Ooh.
That's why it's
What?
called Nexus. It'll have different levels that you play as an assassin. By the way I understand it, it showed stuff from 4, Revelations 2, all sorts of different stuff. So you have like you're on a boat, like jumping from sail to sail.
I imagine this is not coming to PlayStation.
The Ninja
4
one, I
VR.
believe, was codename Red.
Maybe PlayStation 5 VR.
Well, yeah, but I don't have a PlayStation 5.
It is coming to the one that Facebook makes. What is it
Meta.
called?
Oculus.
Yeah.
Meta, yeah.
I remember hearing that it was coming to that one.
Oculus
Or I heard that
Quest.
it's specifically not coming to that one. I don't remember.
I think it's probably that one because there's a lot of stuff that people are mad at. Like, there's a lot of games that people are mad at that aren't on the Quest.
Well, the problem with the Quest is that it's, I mean,
the
it
memory, right? It's like memory
it's
is not very big.
running a Snapdragon processor. If you know what a Snapdragon processor is, it's the processor that's more than likely in your Android phone. I mean, it's great.
Because
Snapdragons are fantastic, but it's an Android processor. It's designed for Android things. There are some computers that have it, like some like small little pocket pocket computers that have them, like some Chromebooks that have them. But most of the time, it's for Android-based stuff. You're not gonna. I mean, you can get a whole lot out of Android-based things, or like a Snapdragon-based deal, but you're limited to it's an ARM-based processor, I think. Is it ARM? I can't remember. I don't want to be talking out of my ass. I don't want to be talking out of my ass. So, but it's like it's not like your computer processor, right? It's not like your, like, you can't make it super duper de-duper beefy. Yes?
I have an itch in a place I cannot scratch. That's not going to scratch it. That won't help. That might make it worse.
What is your ass cracks itchy or something?
My nose, Connor. The
Oh.
thing I am currently holding.
Oh.
That's still not going to help it.
You don't know. It was
I have
sharp.
a feeling I know.
Sharp things itch things, and this was sharp. You know what I'm saying?
Different kind of sharp. That one's just going to open my sinuses and the whole thing is going to be itchy.
That's what you think.
I can't scratch the insides of my skull.
Wow. You know what? What if you're
Try
allergic?
drugs, Wyatt.
What if you're allergic to the smelling
Oh, if I was allergic to that, trust me, the reaction would be a little bit more severe.
Yeah.
So
For me, it's sometimes
there's Nexus, Jade. Jade's in China.
Jade's in China, and it's going to be
Mirage is where?
Baghdad.
Okay.
sounds
and
like
then
primarily
you said there was
Baghdad.
one where you're a ninja in Japan.
Yeah, that one I believe is called codename Red.
So
We don't have
a
much
name for
information about
yet?
it. It hasn't been showcased yet. It's a little further down the line.
Okay.
Mirage is the next biggest one, though. That's
yeah,
going
those
to be
ones coming out, like,
mainstream
this
everywhere.
year or next year.
This year. If I'm not mistaken, I think it's October, but I can't say that for sure. Normally they release Assassin's Creed in Octobers.
Yeah.
But, yeah, there's very few that I've missed playing in terms of how many there are, in terms of mainstream main console type stuff.
Right.
Most of them newer, except for not Odyssey. I hate Odyssey. Origins was the cool one. Didn't play the Viking one either.
Webb played the Viking one.
It sounds
He
like one of
liked
those
it.
things.
He said
It looks fun. It reminds me of For Honor by the way it looks, but then it's just like Assassin's Creed. You know what Vikings are famous for?
Assassinations.
It's like that makes sense. The trailer was awesome though.
We watched The Northman. The Northman was also on in the break room today, and I
Love
walked
that
her in
movie.
at the best time. He catches the spear and throws it back, and then I had to leave like 10 minutes later. So I just got to see him tear through that village, and then I left. So I have no idea, and I've never even seen that movie in full. So it's like I just see him,
It's on Prime.
I just get to see him tear through the village, and then I was like, all right, you got to go back outside.
Dude, the guy that directed that's one of my favorite directors right now. Robert Eggers. I
Was
believe.
the movie good?
I like it, yeah.
Okay.
It has a lot of elements that are subconsciously. He said Conan the Barbarian's one of his favorite movies, and this one has a lot of elements from that first Conan movie.
I mean, yeah.
You've seen the first one.
I
Con.
have.
It's actually like a
It's
masterpiece
it's
of
really good.
cinema.
Yeah, I was just thinking Conan, just like a damn near naked Arnold. I was like,
He wears pants.
I know he wears like a. Doesn't he wear just like a bikini bottom or something?
Leather pants with a.
Really?
I swear he wears like leather pants with like a furry thing that goes over the crotch area. There's an earlier point in the movie where you almost see like he's just butt naked in a cage.
I must be thinking of. Oh, I'm thinking of Conan the Destroyer.
That one I think you see is glazing thighs.
Yeah, I'm thinking of Destroyer.
Because I thought he wore
that.
pants in this.
I
Or is it
haven't-
the other way around?
I haven't seen Conan. I mean, I've seen Destroyer recently, but I
Connor's
haven't
right.
seen.
He is. That's the poster though.
It's the poster?
Because he's got black hair.
Nope. Yeah, I mean, those are his thighs, dude. Those got to be his thighs.
Rosetta art.
Why can't
is
I
there no
have no
pictures from
full
the
body
waist down?
shots? I'm going to Conan the Barbarian crotch. It's getting put in the search history.
I mean, at that point, you could just look up Arnold's crotch, and that would probably just come up at some point. Why didn't you just type in Arnold as Conan?
Because it was more funny.
But no, I mean in the first.
God, Larry. I mean, I
'Cause
haven't.
I thought he wore leather pants.
I've seen Destroyer recently. I watched Destroyer recently, but then I wanted to go play games, and I was like, okay, I'm gonna go play games, and I'm not gonna sit here because they were gonna re-air Barbarian.
Yeah, those are his legs.
These his legs. Huh, I thought he wore leather pants.
Yeah, I was just like, I was just thinking like, that's funny. We just see like, leotard man.
That is not a leotard, though.
I know.
Bikini bottom.
Bikini bottom.
Maybe in that outfit he has pants on.
Maybe. Anyhow.
Oh, yeah.
Thing is written
I'm
like an
gonna get
opera.
some very strong
yeah.
messages from Larry on Friday.
That ain't just like a fur diaper. That's a fur cod piece.
It's
so funny.
his bush is just so.
Oh, yeah,
like,
here he is in
immense.
pants.
Oh.
So,
I think that is the sequel.
you're both right. There you go. Maybe he was like, I do not want my big thighs to be out in the open for this film.
They also probably were like, well, you're probably a king now in this story, so maybe we should put you in pants, something more regal.
I do not want to be in pants. Maybe he argued against the pants.
Maybe he argued against pants. He had to slim his muscles down because they were too big for him to use the sword, so I mean, this is on the table.
Oh yeah.
He did actually knock a camel down, though, by punching it.
I mean, the guy was roided out. I mean, he could probably punch a hole through a car. You know, like.
I just want to see him walk up to the camel and punch it in the hump and just start drinking it like it's a Capri Sun.
Hercules.
I did not do steroids when I was younger.
He actually admitted to doing a lot of steroids.
He
when
did
was,
a lot of
well,
steroids.
no.
All those guys did.
He only did one. He
You know-
took a lot of it, but he only did one.
What's the guy who
That's
played
why
the
he
Hulk?
turned out okay. Lou Ferrigno.
So the funny thing is that Lou Ferrigno didn't take steroids, but Arnold Schwarzenegger and what's his name?
Stallone.
Sylvester Stallone did, and that's why he couldn't keep up with him because he was an all natural guy, and like that's why in the Hulk he doesn't have like shredded abs, like
Yeah.
he's a natural built dude, And that's why if you see him now, he still looks good and not like a wrinkled sausage like the other two.
Actually, Arnold still looks pretty
Arnold
good
still looks.
in comparison.
But like if you
but
compare
he
him
only
to other people
took-
of that decade,
He only took
who were
like
doing
one type
bodybuilding.
of steroid. though.
Stallone's doing pretty okay for himself, but even then, Dolph Lundgren, on the other hand,
Like I'm just saying that.
he also has cancer though,
Right,
so that
yeah.
it's a true statement. I'm not trying to dog him on having cancer. I'm just saying that he actually has cancer. He's not doing too good.
But yeah, so like that's why he looks better than those guys. Like he looks like in 2008 Hulk. Like these guys were old looking. And
I
like,
mean, yeah, if you still
he's,
see him
like,
today, he
buff.
just looks like just a buff old guy.
Yeah.
I wouldn't know that he's as old as he is.
Right. It's crazy.
It's insane.
Anyway, what do we got next?
We got Forza and Fable. I know
So we got-
absolutely nothing about Forza.
So we got Forza, the new Forza Motorsport coming out. So we've had like so they used to alternate between Forza Horizons and Forza Motorsport. But then they did 2 Forza Horizons in a row because people like the more arcadey racing game better than the realistic style racing.
I can't imagine why.
And so they did 2 Horizons. They did 3 and 4 right back to back, I think, and they didn't do a Motorsport in the middle. But then they did. Then this is a Motorsport. So it's been a while since we've gotten a Forza Motorsport. I think the last one was 7, so maybe this one's 8, maybe. But no, it's just it's your classic racing game, dude. I love it. Like I think it's awesome. The cars you can get.
Isn't Forza Xbox and Gran Turismo's PlayStation? I know.
Yeah,
that.
Gran Turismo's PlayStation, and that one came out last year, right? And that's that's after not making it for like several years.
Gran Turismo.
Yeah.
They also got that movie coming.
Because I know they made Gran Turismo for the PlayStation 4, and then
Well, Gran Turismo was older.
I know.
Like than Forza, and Forza was the competitor to it.
Yeah.
And then they stopped making Gran Turismos.
Yeah. Well, because this console generation took forever.
Yeah.
This last console generation.
It's still going.
I know.
It's still the transfer is still going. Like these are some of the first exclusive games we're getting for the new consoles.
This whole year has been about that way.
Yeah.
I was gonna say,
But all that always happens, you know.
I mean,
Usually they just like for Xbox One and PlayStation 4, it seemed like they dropped like 5 games with those consoles.
oh no, they were ready.
Yeah.
This current generation of consoles, they weren't ready to drop them.
Well,
Then why did
Something wasn't. They didn't have enough exclusive games to like truly be like, hey, this is what we're going into. PlayStation had stuff to draw people in.
yeah.
They had a remake of Demon Souls, all sorts of stuff people have been wanting, and Xbox
Yeah.
was just like, Halo's coming. It's delayed.
It's delayed.
It's delayed again.
It's
Assassin's
dead
Creed
now.
Valhalla looks slightly better than its PlayStation counterpart.
Right. It's just like, and even then, that's
That's negligible. It's
Yeah.
like pixels. It's not anything.
I can see slightly more of one beard hair at the back of his beard when he does a flip. It was crap.
But
It's one of those things that nowadays that it's like the argument is not even worth it.
yeah,
I appreciate that the dude at helms
Even- well,
Xbox, he
even-
was just like, buy a PS5, whatever,
Well,
dude.
like I don't know.
It's about
I
having
don't
fun with your friends, and PlayStation's over here just like,
Is that an Xbox? Even though I don't know how many exclusives besides Spider-Man PlayStation even has coming out this year.
this year, yeah, no idea, but I'm sure there's a bunch of other
They have quite a
small
bit.
title stuff.
Like big games, like
Big
big
games.
games.
I think the Snake Eater remake might be PlayStation exclusive, but I can't say that for sure. I know they unveiled it with the PlayStation stuff.
Well, and I think so. Next up is Fable.
Yeah, I don't know anything about Fable. I just know it's been a while since we've seen
Also, what's
new
that
Fable.
new Bethesda game that's coming out?
Starfield.
Starfield, that's up
That's here
next.
on the list.
And that's one I want to talk about because it almost
That
makes me
one-
want to buy an Xbox.
Yeah, that's the thing that's now my detractor. It's like,
Um,
how much do I like spaceships more than Spider-Man is the question.
I have the solution. Just buy it on your PC.
My PC probably won't even. run it.
It'll run it. You just have to run it at lower settings.
I doubt it.
He'll have to run it at levels lower than what the console will be locked at. It would be better to buy the console just for one game at that point.
Like,
Why can't you just use webs?
because it's Web's. It's not mine.
It's his
Fair
console.
enough.
And I mean, Web doesn't really use my PlayStation, so it's not like an equal trade.
Fair enough.
But no, I don't know. It's like my computer is good, but I tried to get Star Citizen, which is a game kind of like Starfield.
Oh God.
And
Well, Star Citizen has optimization issues too.
well, and then I couldn't even run it on the lowest
Yeah,
settings.
I was gonna
yeah.
say Starfield's gonna have many issues
Yeah,
itself. So
Well, yeah. It's
Well,
a,
see, that's
it's
why,
a
like-
Bethesda game. Of
well-
course it
well,
will.
see-
no, like different kind of stuff that like where it's locked at on console versus PC type of
Yeah.
problem.
Well, see, my thing is that like Starfield is like I'm gonna give it like months of life before I even consider buying an Xbox.
Oh god, is the next Fallout game gonna be exclusive to Xbox?
and computer probably.
Well, I'm just gonna buy a
Fuck you,
PC
Bethesda.
then. It's not Bethesda's fault.
It's their
It's
their
the fact that
contract
they were
have.
bought by Microsoft.
That's
It's not just contract; they're just
dumb.
Oh
owned.
yeah, now.
Stupid.
Apparently Starfield's like 20 years in the making, they say.
Pretty much.
But a mechanic I really liked in it was that if you used normal bullet guns in space, you get pushed backwards, and then energy rifles you don't. So it's like energy rifles are there's actually gonna be a reason for you to use them versus instead of just being like, hey, look, they have shiny, it shoots electricity instead of.
I think it's gonna become a strategy though to use regular combustion
You think?
ammunition. People are gonna be using it to like move through an environment just while also killing. Just
So
like,
so if you did that in space, is that a viable option in like actual space to do that?
that's a good question.
Well, because so I did watch a video the other day, and it was like, if you ever find yourself floating off into space, what you need to do is not try to swim, because obviously there's nothing to grab onto to swim, but is to if you have something in your hand, you need to throw it as hard as you can in the opposite direction of your, and then it'll push you towards. So I guess it would work in real space.
There was a fun episode
They're
of
just
Love,
wo-
Death,
but
and
would
Robots
there
about
even be any
that.
fire?
I just got back in the
So
No Man's Sky. We
technically,
need to
since
play
it's
that together.
Doesn't say what.
No Man's Sky.
We all need to play that together.
I'm stuck at like the beginning just because it's like I forgot how to do some of the controls, so I'm just like sitting there.
Is it cross-platform?
It
Yeah.
is cross-platform.
He can technically play from his VR as well.
Yeah.
Oh, maybe we do that. Maybe I get the game because I don't know.
You can pick it up pretty cheap.
Yeah, you can get it on PlayStation 5, I think.
Is it on Plus?
It was at one point. It's not anymore.
Mm.
Are you talking about the Plus? Like you get free games Plus? Like
PlayStation Plus.
Like PlayStation Plus every month Plus? Or?
Yeah.
Oh, maybe.
I don't know. Anyway, but yeah. So
And also I
Starfield looks good, and it does look like they've put work into it. But
Yeah, they finally
there's a
used
whole
a new engine.
there's a whole ship customization thing, which is people are really excited about. But
Build your ship from the
I saw a
ground
guy.
up.
There was a guy made a robot looking thing, but all I could see now, because I saw one meme, there's just gonna be a galaxy full of dicks.
Any game that has spaceships that you can make, there's a quadrant
It's
of
get-
that galaxy that is dedicated to flying wieners warships.
All gonna be like multiplayer.
So it's
That's
not
a
gonna
good
really.
question.
No, I looked it up. It's not gonna drop with multiplayer.
But it will be developed.
I probably at some point. It's too big of a game not to.
Is it gonna be Fallout 76 style multiplayer? Or?
Probably more along the lines of invite someone to your area type of thing.
Good.
But
76's
honestly, it's
idea of
probably gonna be
multiplayer wasn't
so
the problem.
big.
It was that the company decided to just not do it good.
it's probably gonna be so big that you might not even run into other players.
Right.
But Star Citizen, you run into other
With
players.
No Man's Sky, you have to deliberately contact people because like it's so vast and
Mhm.
like it's the concept of space. It's procedurally generated, so every single planet, though there might be similar, are completely different from each other. Have different. Well, they can only do so many combinations of species with what they have right now, but every planet kind of looks different and will have different flora and fauna, and
Is there
the
any water
uni-
worlds?
there are water worlds.
'Cause I
There
think
are
that's
there are
badass.
paradise
Like
planets.
Camino?
There are paradise planets. There's like nuclear
Are there any?
fallout planets.
Because my thing is that I think they should do it with, and I think they probably might with Starfield, is that they should have like major hub planets that a bunch of the player base can hang out at.
there is it's kind of like a friendly Death Star
Okay.
that you can call in and like warp into. It's kind of like like a pocket dimension type deal, and that's where you mainly interact with people.
So the reason I tried to download Star Citizen is because the amount of different ships that are in the game
Uh-huh.
and how well the game looks for being early access still. There's ships that are so big, like that are humongous, dude. It's like, and like the space, they have different styles of like classifications of it, and
Yeah.
the biggest ship in the game is like a yacht class. And dude, like I just like I was watching videos of people just walking through ships. It's like, this is awesome.
I mean, you can get like freighters and freighters and like big like Star Destroyer things in No Man's Sky 2. You just
Because and then the big ships, like you could park your smaller ships on. So I'm like, oh bro, you could just have like a big ship, and then you have a bunch of friends that just peel out on their small ships, and then you just destroy whatever in front of you.
And you can like make a fleet and stuff. So yeah, it's pretty neat. But
Anyway, what's on Starfield? I have really high hopes for it, but if I do get an Xbox for it, I'm gonna give it like maybe even like 5 months of life to see if it even stays alive.
would you be getting an S or an X?
I mean,
you could afford technically
could-
an X,
I could-
but
I mean, I don't know. I'd probably want the bigger one just 'cause to have it. But honestly, I think I'm just gonna start putting aside money every month, just so I could start upgrading my PC. Or I was thinking about buying one part at a time,
yeah.
like one part every month, and just to upgrade my PC because it's due. It's due. I need everything new. All my shit's out of date.
Yeah,
Like,
you need
new
everything
GPU, new motherboard, even like my
honestly-
motherboard's old.
Honestly, I would start looking into selling your current rig, or maybe like if you have any younger relatives, giving it to them, or hell, you
No.
could even. We have a Wyatt boy sitting right here.
You could use it.
You could use it,
You
or we
buy
could
it, I'll
or we
give
could
to you
use it for a
like half of
streaming
what I
rig
bought
in
it for, or
here.
what I
Like
bought it for.
we could use it for a streaming rig here, or set up a Webb's old one for that, or
Well, Webb's
whatever.
old one is like, it was really good back in like 2014,
Yeah, I know.
and it's super out of date.
Yeah, I know,
Yeah.
but it doesn't take a whole lot to video encode and stuff. Well,
Didn't
yeah,
we
it
look
does
into
now.
it once to give it to Wyatt, and you're like, you're gonna have to
Upgrade
just
the
completely rebuild this.
Yeah,
and
that's
that's
true.
why we're like, oh, Wyatt, no, don't get this.
Correct.
Well, yeah,
That was like a conversation we had.
that's true. That was also before I knew a whole lot more about stuff.
But yeah, I don't know what I'm gonna do with it. I honestly thought about just buying a completely new PC and getting rid of that case, because I don't really like that tower, because the ones they have now, because one, my tower is ginormous,
Yeah,
and two, my tower is clunky. It's not very sleek, and I really like the sleek looking ones
Yeah,
that
I
have
mean,
clear
you ca-
sides.
like just if you just tell me a day and I can try to take off, and you can go to Micro Center, honestly, and see what they have.
Yeah. Well, I was gonna try to get together with Onell.
That's true. Oh no, would
'Cause,
probably be better than I would be.
I've been looking at it for an excuse to hang out with him.
Yeah, I'd say oh no would be a better use.
And
than me.
honestly, there was a thought going around in my mind, and I was like, what if I just want like texted Onell one day. I was like, what if I just give you like $5,000 and have you like build me a PC?
You could do that.
Like, I was like, what if I just
Like,
give you
Onell's
some money,
done that for people
and then
before.
you just build me the best what you can do with the money I give you.
Yeah.
I don't know if $5,000 is my budget. I think $2,000 is what I'm gonna try to spend.
2K would be a good baseline.
But I don't know. Anyway, what's next on the big old list there?
Star Wars Outlaw.
What is your opinions on this? I think it's gonna be a lightsaberless Jedi Survivor from the looks of it.
I hate the dog thing in the trailer.
You do?
You hate the dog thing?
I hate the dog thing. It's a hairy
Why?
axolotl.
It kind of is. But I don't know. Everyone's like, Star Wars fans, can we get an open world game like something? And it's like, and I saw what's that big Star Wars YouTuber?
Theory.
Yeah,
Star Wars Theory.
he was just like, okay. He was like, Star Wars fans, okay. Like, no one's really happy with how it looks.
Everyone liked it for like a few hours,
Yeah.
and then no one talked about it.
Yeah.
There's a few people
Well,
that continue
what's
to
it
talk
gonna
about the
be?
droid you see in the trailer.
Is it gonna be like a story based? Because that's my theory on what it's gonna be. Is a lightsaberless Jedi Survivor / Jedi Fallen Order.
Well, I mean, that'd be an ideal way to do it because I mean it's been proven that the system works. It's made by Ubisoft, so it's going to have a decent amount of mobility, probably
Honestly,
similar to the Division.
I think it's gonna be kind of like Star Wars Uncharted. So lightsaberless Fallen Order. Yeah, That's true.
But it's going to take
Yeah.
place between episodes 4 and 5, or excuse me, 6, 5, and 6.
Well, see, like, what if there was a
You
game?
see Han Solo and Carbonite in the trailer.
You do?
Yeah.
Hmm.
Because that's the thing that they needed to do. Because they made that more complicated than it needed to be in
Can
the
we
comics
just get
as
away
well.
from this fucking time period? I'm so sick of it.
Or at least, like,
And new media, like stop. I mean, I get expanding your universe, and we all know we all love Star Wars.
what if it was just somewhere else, though? Like, Jabba the Hutt's in the trailer.
We have the biggest, one of the the biggest universe. We have a whole universe to work with. Why do we have to be in the same area? Show
Right.
us how the Empire is working
I
on
understand.
other than these 9 planets.
I understand the idea of, like, showing Darth Vader. He's, like, the fist of the Empire.
Right.
Boba Fett. Okay, he's a bounty hunter. Showing Han Solo in Carbonite is this part of the saga over here. Darth Vader's a big figurehead over here. Boba Fett's a floating figurehead. Han Solo is a streamlined thing that exists for this story. They've already done a comic series where, like, the Bounty Hunter Wars, and it was about the hunt for Han Solo and Carbonite
Yeah.
because that was it got stolen from Boba Fett. It was dumb. And they also have screwed over the timeline too. It was always been 3 years between the movies. Han Solo was missing for 3 years. He was in Carbonite for 3 years. No one knew where he was. And now it's consistently back to even the people that made this game. Oh, there's only 1 year between these. And it's like, no, there's not. There's always supposed to have been 3 years between them. Because George Lucas was like, oh, the actors get older. So it makes sense that something happened in that world.
Mm-hmm.
I've always found it dumb.
Also, that one
I just think Star Wars needs to start clean, dude. Like we're just. I
Choose,
feel like we're
choose a different
we're-
era and start
we're
over.
packing stuff into this era, and it's gonna make it bad. You know?
It's already getting to a point where, like, people are like, oh, Star Wars fatigue. And it's like, I don't know if it's Star Wars fatigue or, like, we're just sick of seeing the same thing 15 times in a row.
Like, yeah.
Because Star Wars is an idea. It's a concept. It's a universe. There's so much of it that exists for this.
It's like we want to expand our universe. You're only focusing on this 30-year, 50-year span, though.
Not even that. They keep going back to the same 10 years.
Yeah.
Of just, like, from A New Hope to Mando.
Right.
And it's just like, well, how much can we just fist
Into
this area? And it's just like, we're starting to
Well,
see
and
more and more
then
before
they,
episode 4.
continuity errors happen, like with Rogue One, the Black Stormtroopers. Why weren't these in the
Death
first two-
Troopers.
Death Troopers. Why
And
weren't
they
these?
they explain that with Rogue One, that they were part of the science division type of a thing. They were experimental troopers.
Right.
And then they shoved that down the toilet when they appeared in Rebels.
Yeah.
So then it's just like, well, why weren't they on the Death Star? Maybe they just weren't in that area.
I mean,
It's one of those things.
Planet-sized spaceship or a
Right.
moon-sized spaceship.
It comes down to it. It's just like, there's only so much you can do that raises so many questions, and you can only make so many things look so modern before it starts to make the old stuff look weird
Yeah.
Right.
by comparison.
Yeah.
Alienating your original and initial product.
Mm-hmm.
I think they're gonna do it.
It's
Something's gonna
It's
happen.
like the Lorax, the animated Lorax movie that came out when we were children. It started as Thneeds. The company gets bought out. So much crazy stuff happens, and then all of a sudden they're selling canned air.
Everybody needs a Thneed.
But you see what I'm saying?
Yes. And my thing is that I have a feeling they're just gonna be like, at one point in like the next maybe 10 years, they're just gonna be like, all right, everything's not canonized except for this list of movies,
I'm waiting for it.
and then it's gonna come later than we want.
Right.
But they're like, we have a big universe. No, you have this year. You have this from this point to this point.
It's like,
How about over here? Or how about over here? Like, I don't even like Rey as a character, but let's see what she's doing with her Jedi Academy.
like
like-
that's one of the new movies that's supposed to come out. It's like, cool. Make it good.
Yeah, expanding the universe.
I want it to
outward,
be good.
Outward this way.
Make Finn a Jedi.
or backwards.
Do
this
all
way.
this.
Well, I don't know if John Boyega wants to come back.
John Boyega's never coming back because he shit talked Disney, and now Disney's gonna be
Yeah, he
butthurt.
probably won't come back.
Well,
Disney's gonna be butthurt and not
to be
hire him
fair,
back
they
because
kind
he
of
said that.
baited everyone with him.
Oh, they did, and then
They
they
burned
minimized him to
And
fit
they
Chinese
They
audiences.
burned him, yeah.
No, it's like, did you not see that clip of him in London or whatever? At the like, it was like not, it wasn't a riot, but it like was like a lot of people. But he was like, "Fuck Disney! Disney ruined my career!" Like he was just dogging him. I was like,
Oh yeah.
I was like, bro, I love this. Keep it up, but you might get shot in your sleep.
I was gonna say you're going to die.
You don't fuck with Disney. They're like
And I
the
think-
mafia.
I think the nail in the coffin though was a Pacific Rim Uprising.
Yeah.
He got that job because of Star Wars. So he was that new sci-fi guy, and then he ended up in that movie, and then it did horrible, and then from then on in, it was just downhill. He was in The Woman King.
Was he?
Yeah.
I didn't watch that movie.
So that movie does an awful job of representing the actual people that they're trying to say, type of a thing. They're like, these people they would free enslave. No, they weren't.
No, yeah,
No, these are the people that were literally enslaving people and selling them to whoever was on the coast trading them.
Yeah. That movie was a pure money grab, I think.
It was a money grab based on, they were like, so the female warriors, let's sell that. And it was like, they were actual warriors.
Right.
They were actually really cool in terms of, being warriors. But it's also important to show that they kind of weren't the good guys.
Yeah.
Although that grouping of people did exist as female warriors, I think until the 1940s. There's a lot of history there, dude. There's a lot of stuff that goes on and changes over time that they're just like, nah, this time period.
Mm-hmm.
When they were literally doing one of the worst things that they've ever done.
Yep.
It's like, that's what if I made a movie about the Germans
And
in
said that
1941.
but they were being good guys.
But instead I was saying that they were liberating groups of people in Poland. You see the problem?
German armies were walking around
It
giving
may be-
$1,000 to people who said hello to them.
It's an extreme difference to say Nazis to slavers, but you get what I'm trying to say. It's like you can't make someone who is doing a bad thing do the opposite.
We're going to be walking around Germany today asking people if they're subscribed to Mr. Beast, and if they are, we're giving them $1,000. Fuck you, Mr. Beast.
What? Mr.
What
Beast
is
Mr. Beast
Mr.
got arrested, bro.
What is Mr.
Mr. Beast got arrested it was a joke, but
Okay.
people, there were headlines about it. Like it was a prank by his friend, but there was shit about it all over the internet. Like Mr. Beast got arrested. Mr. Beast got arrested, but then it was just a joke because
I'm
his
thirstier
buddy
since I've smelt the thing.
my mouth's drier than I was gonna say
I'm
something really bad. but
Craving water.
my mouth's drier than
the Gobi Desert.
Yeah.
We'll say that.
What do I usually say? Gandhi's flip flop. There's what I meant.
That would be moist.
Anyway. What were we talking about? Anyway, we have some more games to go. Spider-Man, we got some more Spider-Man
Spider-Man
footage.
2, we got that a few weeks ago. I don't know if we officially talked about that. I think we did a little bit on the actual Spider-Man episode from the movie.
Yeah.
Oh, we still need to go to the Spider-Man exhibit.
Oh God.
We
Talk
haven't
about
yet.
that.
When is that over?
It's here for a long
from
time.
now,
Yeah, it's here for a long
We're actually
time.
the first stop on its tour.
Really?
Yeah.
Kansas City.
It's similar to one
Dude,
that
I don't know if
existed
you're
in
Why not?
San Diego.
Why not New York?
I don't know if you're noticing, but 2 Super Bowl wins in the last 5 years. We're going to be a big city here in about 10 years. I promise
especially
you
with the
that.
World Cup coming too.
Yeah, we're
Yeah.
going to be a big major city in about 10 years. And
The
it
next
makes
British
me
person
sad.
that I see talk smack about the
Kansas
Midwest,
City.
and then they're just like, "Why is it named Kansas City if it's in the
Missouri.
middle of Missouri?"
It's not in the middle of Missouri.
It's like,
it's on the border
because
of Missouri
we
and Kansas.
existed first.
You ass.
Kansas is named Kansas because of us.
And my thing is that we have a lot of British people here, like of heritage wise.
Yeah.
Haley Atwell's dad's from here.
Still weird.
Still weird to think about.
She's
right?
a Royals fan.
And-
And
yep.
that's bizarre.
And
Henry Cavill became a Royals fan because of Superman.
yeah, that's awesome, dude. If we ever get to the point where we're big enough to
It's
participate
weird
in these
that
big
randomly
stick
Bill
events,
Murray appears.
these big stick events, big slick events,
Big stick.
big sticks.
We're gonna start our own
there's
charity
a
event.
there's a baseball bat called Big Stick. That's why I thought
Is
it
it?
was called that. Yeah, there's big. There's I think it's a Rawlings baseball bat called a Big Stick. I think.
Doesn't have Teddy Roosevelt engraved on the side.
No, it
I'm
has
not
a penis
interested.
on the side of it.
Okay, maybe that works.
No, but
Kind of
imagine him
intimidating.
participating in one of those events. That'd be cool,
I think it'd be awesome,
dude.
Imagine just
I'd love
being
to
up there
school a
playing
bunch of.
softball with
I'd love
random
to school a bunch of
celebrities.
celebrities in softball and make them feel bad
we
about
just need to
themselves.
be big enough minor celebrities to be there.
Well, the Hot Ones guy did one.
Yeah, no, he came
last
to the bar.
year. Yeah, he did.
Yeah, he was next door from me. Literally,
pretty cool.
I'm not joking.
That's
And I
another
only learned
idea.
about it after my shift was over.
That's another idea I want to do like this. I want to do the Hot Ones gauntlet on it for an episode.
I do
Because
like me some
you
wings.
could off their website you could buy season by seasons of their sauces that they used on that
I do
season.
like that. That's
So,
genius.
I think we should do that.
We can
the
do
Hot
that.
Ones Gauntlet.
I'll try it once.
We're gonna be fucking upset, but we're gonna do it.
Yeah, we'll get some yogurt, some milk,
I was
and some
thinking
Tums.
vanilla shakes.
Oh, that'd be nice.
I can we can
thinking
get
just a
either
jug of milk.
We can get either Logan or Ellie to come in and just be.
Well, so
super-
Jordan really wanted to participate in it, so maybe
I'm
he
game.
could be a guest on the podcast.
We'll make it a special and just sit outside somewhere.
That can be our episode while we're camping.
Maybe
Possibly. I don't know if I want to do that while camping.
You want to be out in the middle of the woods in 95-degree weather,
Just eating wings.
dying. Not. It's not gonna be like a. Oh, this is hot. It's gonna be. This is really hot, guys.
Quaking. Your testicles.
That's why I don't know how
Your
the
ma-
celebrities keep it together. Because
Your
I'd be like,
mama being like,
I can't-
why are you doing that?
I can't talk
She
right
ain't
now.
knowing about that.
I can't talk right now. That's what.
Sitting there in the middle of the
I
Appalachian
can't
wilderness.
talk right now. I'm doing hot stuff.
So Spider-Man's coming out.
We had Spider-Man Snake Eater remake. They're going to remake all of the Metal Gear games.
That's pretty cool.
Kojima is not involved,
I know.
but they're using all the original music. Snake Eater, it's the original soundtrack. And if it sounds like the other games are going to be their original soundtracks and everything like that, voice actors, it sounds like it should be the same people doing it.
It's gonna be
Or if they're
Jacksepticeye.
reusing it, that would be insane.
Why is it Kojima?
Because Kojima doesn't want to be associated with the company anymore because they wouldn't allow him to do what he wanted.
Which was?
Essentially, Phantom Pain, a bunch of stuff with that.
Yeah.
There was another game, and then it led to him making Death Stranding. That's essentially what happened.
Death Stranding. Are we getting a second one of those soon too?
Yes,
Yeah.
at some point. And it sounds like Nicolas Cage might make a cameo in it.
Bro.
Because Kojima really likes Nicolas Cage.
Who doesn't?
I know one person who violently hates him.
Logan?
I know one person as well.
Logan?
Oh, no.
Your
Definitely
dad?
not. Oh, no. It's my cousin.
Oh.
Your cousin that I know?
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Hates Nicolas Cage.
Why?
That's awesome.
He just does. It's like Nicolas Cage has done
My neighbor hates
quite a
my-
few
My neighbor hates
movies that
Nicolas
are
Cage.
good, though. I actually watched a cowboy movie he did recently. It's really good, I thought. It was called The Old Way. He plays a retired gunfighter. And the opening of the movie is he leaves this one dude's kid alive. And the kid,
Grows up.
becomes a vengeful person and chases down.
That's why if you kill someone's father,
So
you
it's
have
a
to
boy
kill them
named
too.
Sued with murder.
Which is actually the lesson of Conan the Barbarian as well.
If you kill someone's father, you
Yeah,
have to
no,
kill
they
them
killed
too.
his whole village and left him. So Conan became a barbarian.
My name is Inigo Montoya. You
And-
kill my father, you prepare to die.
It seems like
It's
there's a trend
everywhere.
here.
Every time someone dies, every time a father dies, a vengeful son is born.
Yep.
Did you guys like my Snapchat
That's
post
what
too?
happened to Bambi.
Did you like my Snapchat post? And I get it. The happy birthday, Dad.
Oh, yeah. I
crazy
was like,
that
what are
all-
we talking about?
Crazy that all of our dads are born on the same day.
It's like, I couldn't remember if you posted something today or if you were talking about Father's Day, and I was kind of confused for a second. I was like, what are we talking about?
Yeah, it's crazy how all of our dads have the same birthday.
Every father was born on the same day.
It's crazy. One day our birthdays are going to have to be changed. Anyway, guys, we're out of time for this week's episode of the podcast. Please make sure what you're excited for in the coming years in gaming and in shows or in just in life. Let us know down in the comments below. Wyatt's going to give you a secret word right now.
Snake.
All right.
Colonel.
I don't want to sniff it again.
I'm trying to
I don't
sneak
want to
around.
either.
All right, we're not going to sniff it again, guys. Make sure if you don't go down to the comments and type snake,
Wyatt
Never mind.
Circle.
Wyatt-
Don't you dare.
Wyatt
don't
is going
want
to
to.
take these salts to your house and shove them on your nose
I'm
while you're
waking
asleep.
you up.
Anyway, guys,
It's the belt or the salts. You choose.
thank you all so much for tuning in. Remember, we're on Spotify as well, and we'll see you next week.
Bye-bye.